and again, by definition, according to the compensatory code, is a victim of white supremacy. That's the logical definition of the word, again, a person who is in a status of victimization. So when I'm calling, again, I'm being called correctly when you give it that definition.
Mm-hmm.
It's an accurate term. A victim of white supremacy. You can't be, again, without being a victim of white supremacy. That's the only logical definition. The term itself doesn't have a definition, but if you give it one, that would be the logical definition. Being black does not make you, again, you have to be black and a victim of white supremacy. That qualifies you for, again, hood.
Can you be just a non-white person?
Non-white person, again, if they're victims of white supremacy. A victim, again, is a victim of white supremacy. You have to be non-white to be that. Black, non-white, it's all the same thing. The process of victimization means you become victimized by the white supremacists. That's how you become a nigger. You have to go through the process of victimization.
Replacing white supremacy with justice should correct that reorganization process?
It would eliminate, again, you know, it wouldn't be no such thing as an nigger. Again, it's just like saying that a prisoner is no longer a prisoner. See, let's substitute the word prisoner for, again, and again for prisoner. You're a prisoner of the system of white supremacy. Once you're no longer a prisoner, you're no longer, again, within the context of racism. Black people who are on some other planet are not, again, they're not subject to white supremacy, because white supremacists don't even know where they are. They're not subject to them. If it's some planet out there, a billion so-called light years away, trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of miles on some other planet that nobody knows nothing about, and the people are non-white, purple people, green people, black people, whatever. They're not, again, they're not subject to racism. You have to be subject to racism to be, again, racism in the form of white supremacy. That's the purest definition you can get for the word. Otherwise, the word is meaningless. It has no meaning except within that context. Actually, black people shouldn't get angry when a white person calls them that.
Why?
That's a very functional definition, because all they are doing is acknowledging that they are mistreating you. But we have to give it that definition. The reason the word itself has such potency and has lasted so long is because it doesn't have a definition at all. And you can make up any word and then call somebody by that name, the word that you are using, and it will make the person angry if the word does not have a definition. Just put together any combination of letters and make a new word, and then go around calling somebody that consistently. You can drive the person crazy if you don't give the word a definition. That's all you have to do. That's the one thing you don't do. Don't give the word a definition, but always apply the word to that person. Just on an experiment, you can do that. You can do that on a job, around people that you know. Just pick out one person and call that person that name. A name that you never heard before, the name that the person never heard before. But you say it applies to that person, but you don't give it a definition. You don't say it means the same as a goat or the same as a monkey or the same as a rabbit, or the same as the sky or a tree. It has no definition at all. But you call this person that. Every time you get angry with them or something like that, every time, you call them by that name, you can drive the person crazy because they don't know what you're calling them. That's the key. It's supposed to be something terrible, but you don't know what it is. And that's what they have done with the word again. The word again has no definition. Most people hadn't even noticed that. Most dictionaries will say, again, the word again is a derogatory term for a person who is a Negro, black, person of African descent. But the key term here is derogatory. But the key element in that word derogatory is they don't tell you why it's derogatory. And that's what gives the word its power.